You're listening to DraftKings Network.
What is... Dax, are you?
Tracking all our cars on Carvana Value Tracker on all our devices? Yes, Kristen, yes I am.
Well, I've been looking for my phone for...
In Dax's domain, we see all. So we always know what our cars are worth.
All of them?
All of them. Value surge, trucks up 3.9%.
That's a great offer.
I know. Sell?
Sell.
Track your car's value with Carvana Value Tracker today.
I have failed Greg Cote again, not mentioning his podcast, The Greg Cote Show, featuring Greg Cote.
With?
Can you tell us, please, what is on the most recent episode of The Greg Cote Show featuring Greg Cote? And hand me your phone again, please, so that I can pay the previous Venmo fine that I forgot to pay earlier because I just stopped at 20 cents instead of $20.
Let's keep it at 20. By the way, I want to thank you for not being on the air yesterday because whenever the Batard Show isn't on Monday, my podcast skyrockets in terms of downloads when we come out on Monday. So thank you very much. Continue to take Mondays off. We're live with Christopher from Montreal in the
once again not live.
Not live.
Well,
it's several days after
it
he was.
feels live.
It's live in the moment.
It's live in the moment.
Yeah.
Isn't everything?
We also unearthed on my latest episode of the Greg Cote Show with Greg Cote a audio from several years ago when a whole stadium of Dolphins fans were chanting my name.
I don't believe that.
Yeah, that was real.
I don't believe that at all. That sounds like you just edited something and made it.
Well, you have to listen to the episode to find out for sure.
Like, why is Yeti chanting Greg Cote's name at the stadium?
Come on now.
Okay, so great. So you've got some editing in this week's episode of the Greg Cote Show featuring Greg Cote.
There is a reason to listen, and it's right here. It's my dad going on a whole 2-minute thing about how he is the biggest SNL guy ever. I've been a fan of years, just giving this whole thing. Couldn't name Michael Che, Colin Jost as the weekend update, and he had to really think on who Lorne Michaels was.
No, I didn't.
I asked him who, because as soon as he did it, he went on for 5 minutes, and I was just like, who are the weekend update hosts? Don't know.
No, he's the
who runs the whole show. He's like, it's
I said Lorne Green instantly. He's
Lorne
the
Green.
Lorne Green.
I mean, Lorne Green is the former actor.
Yeah, Lorne Green
Che and Jost are like the longest tenured update anchors.
Yeah, I just mistook their names.
Is Lorne Green Bonanza? Is that Bonanza?
Correct. Second greatest Lorne ever.
Okay.
Just faking it on SNL.
JuJu, we're going to get to JuJu's polls in a second. We're also going to get to his time at the All-Star Game. Did any of you watch the SNL? Have you been watching any of the SNL 50 years stuff? Surely they're doing it better than they've done it in a while, right?
Oh, it's been awesome. I've loved every second of it. There's been really cool documentaries about all of these different it's parts of it. There's been documentaries on music and random seasons of the show, and then they had a concert on Friday night that was insane, some of the performances. And then the sketch show on Sunday was great because it did fan service. You know, not every sketch was perfect, but they combined some old sketches together. They brought out new people. They included modern day celebrities and old sketches. I thought it was really a perfect weekend to celebrate 50 years of a show that, I mean, changed comedy forever with the people who went through it.
Safe to assume a 50-year anniversary is going to be really self-indulgent. And it was. I've heard great things about the docuseries.
They're awesome.
That's on Peacock. I saw the 50th anniversary concert, which I thought was awesome. David Byrne, though, you're not in Robin's range. I know why you're there, but let's stop doing that, please. It just feels like a random guy in there. We're up here. You're down there. We're doing the chop dance.
Don't rip David Byrne.
I love David Byrne. Love Talking Heads. Just not in that range.
Was he wearing a big suit or
no? It was, yeah. But the show itself was really disappointing. It was really unfunny. Wow. It was just terribly unfunny. You have Eddie Murphy acting in skits. It was also just, I know it's live programming, but they miss shots, they miss punchlines. It was
That's what SNL is, though.
No,
that's the
I
whole
get
thing.
It.
Like
the Hanks thing was just like not really even clever.
They showed Tom Hanks before the reveal of him. They showed him walking.
Live
on
television
is a 3-hour show.
Dangerous. We'll get
I
into
like the
this.
New York musical number. That was cool. That was ambitious. But I was disappointed by the special, and then I realized, okay, this is just for them, the people in the audience, which is it's pretty telling. The audience is just the celebrities, so it was a show just for them.
Lorne Green was on Bonanza, was born in Ottawa, Ontario, died on September 11th, 1987.
Wow,
Okay.
how about that?
I was going to say, what are the odds?
Still sad.
JuJu, thank you for being with us here. You've come in from San Francisco. How were the All-Star festivities? Meadowlark really overran the place. I saw you in a couple of clips. Was that you asking Trae Young something?
Yes, sir. I got to ask Trae Young stuff, Kyrie Irving, Jason Tatum. It's a lot of clips that, we're going to put out this week whenever we get to it. He did it. But, yeah, the festivities were a little bit way better than the game, you did, because – man, even like during the game, it was a lot of empty seats. So yeah, the build up around the All-Star game was way better than the actual product that they put out.
We sent 8 people to the game everyone's complaining about. And we
No,
sent,
I'm not going to.
No, I'm
Yes,
not saying
sir.
you're not complaining about it, but America's complaining about what it is that the NBA did this weekend while Mike and Chris just went to drink in Canada and celebrate hockey. What would you maintain are the highlights from what it is that you were doing out there, JuJu?
I mean, yeah, the highlights was just basically talking to, I got to talk to Dalton Connect, you dig? I told him I was praying for him, you dig it? There's a lot of people that you don't necessarily get the access to, and you just get to ask them a lot of good questions and stuff that you've been mulling over during the season. And like I say, we'll get some of that out later this week. But I think with the All-Star game, I think Adam Silver is taking a lot of the blame. And I think he's like, you remember when CJ McCollum was like, I'm trying, Jennifer. I think Adam Silver is trying his best. He's trying new ideas. It's just nothing sticking to the wall because like it's so different. The format this year was way different. I'm seeing the attempt, but I think that this era of players, it's a social media era. You feel me? Like they get their gratification from Instagram. They get their gratification from Twitter and all those different things, brand deals and stuff. So when it's time for them to put that effort towards the actual game, I don't think they care as much. You know what I mean? Like the culmination of go play outside versus playing on your phone. I feel like this generation of players just don't have that thing inside of them that will make them want to try hard for some reason. You dig it?
Put it on the poll, please, JuJu, for tomorrow. Are this generation of players just interested in brand deals? Oh my God! I just do not like how that's going to be received by. The internet is not going to be great about players getting paid millions of dollars interested in brand deals, but he's not wrong.
We're the influencer generation, right? That we're looking at right now. Like you just got a bunch of young people who have been told rise and grind, hustle, go get yours. That's all that matters in our modern culture. Why would we expect it to be any different for a bunch of dudes in the NBA?
Because it's different everywhere else in sports. We're not questioning the effort of people in football and hockey and baseball.
Are you questioning the effort of players while they're on the court
Anthony
in the regular season?
Anthony Rendon is like the only baseball player, and it's salary related. Like when you go around sports, how much does he actually care? That's not an indictment you offer for many
Hold on a minute.
athletes.
Jimmy Butler is the only guy that we've had any sort of narrative about the actual effort when he's on the floor during the regular season. The other guys we're talking about with load management is a different thing.
No, but it's not a different thing. They're not
bad
playing.
defenders.
They're not. They're not. The perception is they don't care enough to play all the games.
Do you think that starting pitchers try in Major League Baseball? Because they only go 5 innings now, so are they not trying, or is it load management?
It's quite famously Luka as well,
but
it's not just Jimmy.
A year ago, the NBA changed the rules on end-of-year awards voting to punish players that were not playing a certain percentage of games because this became the narrative.
Joel Embiid is a thing. Like it's littered, actually.
I don't think people think that the players are lazy. I don't think that they think that they're not working hard. I mean, they're still in incredible shape and putting in the work. They just don't seem to care about regular season games and all-star games.
Right, and it's about the fans as well. Like we come from the generations of players band together to lock out because they weren't making enough money. Now these days they got so much disposable income that they scoff at the importance of how we see the fact. They don't even think the fans' opinions sometimes are important. Add that with their tiredness of people parlays, and they just don't have. They have a lackluster attitude when it comes to these type of exhibition events. But like you said, you know where you do not get this non-caring attitude. The Unrivaled League, holy moly. Salute to the 1v1 tournament champion, Nafisa Collier. I feel like you put those brothers out there in that scenario, 1v1, then you will see, okay, your pride on the line for real. And I think the women have it figured out when it comes to that. You dig it?
I believe that she's going to be on South Beach session soon. I've been eager to talk to her and Brittany Griner. We're setting that up. Can you get us to some polls, please, at Le Batard Show? What do we have from today? It felt like we had a lot of good ones. It feels in general, Roy, I got to think that you're very excited about where it is we've ended up with the polls. The polls are the polls are very popular again.
Yes, they are. Very
Good.
happy.
Thank you, Roy.
I mean, what a question.
That's settled.
Thank you, Roy.
Validation
I'm
by
glad
Roy.
you say yes and by just saying yes, they are.
And
You said yes and two other words. Go ahead, Juju. What do you have on the poll there?
Is the restaurant Hooters tamed compared to Instagram? 96% of the audience says yes. Big numbers. Yeah, okay, next poll. Are all convention centers vast? 86% of the audience says yes, they are.
that place
Vast.
is huge in Miami Beach, man.
They all are, though. Is there such a thing as a convention center that's not vast? Like, is
The one in Biloxi is not that impressive.
Okay.
Orange juice, no pulp, little pulp, or maximum
This is
pulp?
big.
53% of the audience says no pulp.
Wow.
I get to win a poll. I never get to win polls. I'm always in the minority.
What came in second place there? Like, what was last?
Second place at 35%, little pulp, and at 12%, maximum pulp.
You are all here, little pulp. Everyone here is a little pulp.
I'm
person?
either some pulp or none.
I'm a little bit of country and a little bit of rock and roll.
Sounds like a hip hop star, Little Pulp.
Okay.
Hey, salute.
The Biloxi Convention Center is the largest beachfront convention center in the Southeast.
Beachfront. though.
You were making it up, Billy. I saw it.
400,000 square feet.
You have no knowledge of Biloxi. You just went with a city that you thought might have a small convention
It even
center.
has a coliseum that sits up to 12,000 people.
Everybody knows that's different. That's a separate thing.
So the small convention center in Biloxi houses a coliseum.
A coliseum. A quote coliseum.
I must have gone to a different one.
Yeah.
The last poll is from my perfectly oriented brother, Greg Cody. Do you approve the price hike of eggs? 82% of the audience says no, they do not.
Anti-chicken. Terrible. Support the chickens.
Juju, thank you, sir. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to Mike's Chickens.